Yo, what is going on? This is Game Legend 100 TV. Y'all make sure you hit that like button. Y'all make sure you subscribe to the page. In this video, we're going to talk about who killed WCW on Game Legend 100 TV. This is COW, part of COW News as well. Make sure you hit that like button though. Make sure you subscribe to the page. COW podcast coming soon as well. These are my thoughts on who killed WCW. It's Game Legend 100 TV.
Game Legend 100 TV.
Well, we are back. Now, my thoughts on this situation when it comes to who killed WCW. It's not gonna be a long video. Who killed WCW? See, in my opinion, man, to be honest with you, to keep it real, now that I'm older, I think Ted Turner did it, man. Let's keep it real, man. For not being professionally responsible for the ratings drop in 1998. Let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it all the way real. He has a nationwide broadcast system, and he was financially responsible for the outcome of the ratings throughout the whole year after WrestleMania 14, when Mike Tyson was there, and that was the day that WCW realized that they was messed up. They was assed out. Now, is it the people that was working there fault as well? Yes, because they gave them positions they shouldn't have never had in their life, even though they had some talents, but they was taking advantage of their talents in the situation, meaning, creative control and all that other good stuff they had the advantage of over other people. And when you have creative control, you can put yourself in type of positions where you shouldn't be in the first place, being randomly all of a sudden just be there because you're the leader. You're the one that's being creative. You're the one that's in control. And there was plenty of people, plenty of wrestlers that didn't get the opportunities they deserve to have. And that's kind of the situation where when it comes to a point where you realize everybody's at fault. I mean, everybody. Because nobody stood up. Nobody, was in the dirt sheets, frustrated. Even though they was, but it should have been more energy by the wrestlers, actually, that was in the undercard, the mid-card, that should have been speaking up more, which they was just scared to lose their job, lose their position, what they was already in, So, in my opinion, though, to be honest with you, man, Ted Turner is the one that killed WCW. He didn't really, wasn't too enthused, during, the premiere. He wasn't, too enthused where the competition seemed like it was, draining, was draining the program. They wasn't head of the WWE anymore. They started to lose. There was no confidence in anyone. There was no confidence in the broadcast system. There was no confidence in the show. So they wanted to kick it off and move it to somewhere else. But, salute to Eric Bischoff. He the truth. You know what I'm saying? He knows what wrestling is. I know people got their opinion about Eric Bischoff. But he knows what wrestling is, man. To keep it real, man, he entertained us for all these years in the 90s, and he entertained us even more when he brought his talents to Monday Night Raw when he was a general manager, and some of his influences, we seen, and it made good TV, because that's his ideas, that was his genius mind state. But we can't sleep on Eric Bischoff for doing the things he has done in this industry, and he's done a lot. He created the Attitude Era. If we're gonna keep it real, because he made this man break out of his cartoonish ways with the wrestlers, and you know what, man, it's time to keep it real. All the real groups came upon us, blessed us with their presence. Everybody just said effort. We're gonna do what we want. We're going to be how we want to be. We're going to say what we want. We're going to say how we want to say it and act like how we really are in real life. And that's what these wrestlers did. And by doing that, they gained the ability to finally catch up to WCW, to finally surpass WCW. That was WCW's fault in this not keeping up, not creating new stars. See, the thing is with WWE has a very smart way, even today, of creating new stars. in WCW, we couldn't just always look up to, people like Goldberg and rely on Hulk Hogan all the time. They had wrestlers there that was so talented that should have, it should have been like the torch being passed. It was like no torches being passed. Ric Flair is one of the greatest of all time, and he didn't really pass no torch. He didn't really pass no torch to anybody in that company, and that's probably was the downfall of it as well. It was a lot of, it was a lot of storylines that just wasn't interesting. They needed more storylines to make the person become a main event wrestler, and it just wasn't working. It wasn't working out. It didn't work out. It didn't happen. We didn't see it. We seen some interesting matches though. We see some interesting wrestlers like Scott Steiner break out. He was during that time. He deserved to be in an Attitude Era because his attitude, the way he was, is the way he kept WCW afloat. If you want to keep it real, Scott Steiner, Booker T, Goldberg kept the WCW afloat because everybody else abandoned it at that point in time. In late 2000s. They kept it afloat. They kept it interesting. We can't forget the Final Four. We call them the Final Four. The Final Four people that kept WCW afloat was Scott Steiner, Booker T, DDP, and Goldberg. Those are the four people that kept WCW afloat. Of course, Sting was there, but Sting was like in and out. He was. I think he was pissed off too at that point because how is Sting gonna be a bad guy? He's either gonna be a good guy, hero, babyface, or an anti-hero. Not on nobody's side. So, and then they didn't really kill it. We go from Hollywood Hogan, the most phenomenal, amazing character change in history, to black to yellow and red. That's when it was like, you know what, man? There's no reason to change the channel no more to WCW. And that was the end of that. Once that was said by many people, that's when they got destroyed, and that's when it was the end, leaning towards the end. But in my opinion, overall, man, they had some amazing wrestlers. I used to watch Saturday Night, main event. I used to watch Saturday Night. It was a lot. Yeah, WCW had a lot of wrestling programs on different time zones. It was just crazy. Like they had about 5 outside of Thunder and Nitro programs altogether. But Saturday Night Wrestling was just, afternoon leading towards the evening. That was about like 3 or 4 hours. It was good, man. Johnny B. Bad. Oh, we talk about Johnny B. Bad. Johnny B. Bad. They screwed up Johnny B. Bad, man. Like, come on, man. This is what I'm talking about. He should have been leaning towards being the main event wrestler. He was. Come on, man. His character was amazing. Wrestling moves was crazy. First time I see somebody flip through a 450. So it was a lot. It was a lot of talent that was just wasted. Can't forget Stone Cold, which was Stunning Steve. It's just a lot of talent they had in WCW. They dropped the ball on and it pissed them off. And look what Steve Austin became. Stone Cold, a legend. But that's kind of like really the downfall of not creating new megastars in the company. That's kind of the downfall of WCW, in my opinion. And the one who killed it along the downfalls, to me, it's Ted Turner, man. He's the one in control of everything, man. He's the one that sees what's going on and has the final say of what's going to happen. He's like Vince McMahon of WCW. So who killed it? It was Ted Turner. It was his bad decision making people in charge of things they shouldn't never have been in charge of. No matter how good of a wrestler they was, they shouldn't have been in charge of anything. And they know that. But it was like my age back then, So it is what it is. I would have probably did the same thing. At that time zone, having that position, that high quality position of doing what you want, being creative and creative control. But that was my quick take on who killed WCW. WCW was a legendary company. Sometimes I watched WCW more than WWE, which was WWF back in the days. And it was sometimes more entertaining. I had a lot of tag teams that I loved. And they really just dropped the ball on not having the ability to separate those tag teams and make them a successful wrestler. There was just only 2 tag teams I could just think of that was 2 main event stars that they finally, but it was like towards the end, you know? It was like towards the end. They finally broke them off. The Harlem Heat, Booker T was the star. Steiner brothers, Scott Steiner was the star, you know? So it was just like towards the ending, it was just a little bit too late where they made their 2 mega stars out of a tag team. Because they had a lot of good tag teams in there, but that was just my, take on it, who killed WCW, because a lot of people got an opinion on it. And to be honest with you, man, WCW was a legendary company, man. A lot of great moments. But it's Game Legend 100 TV, more videos on the way. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Get us through the algorithms. Get this page through the algorithms. And you won't be disappointed, man. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Just Game Legend 100 TV, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Salute to everybody once again. This is kind of CLW news. It is. It's CLW news, Certified Legend Wrestling News. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the page, though. That was just my opinion on who destroyed WCW. Simple as that. Salute to all the WCW wrestlers. Salute to everybody, that's, trying their best to be positive during these times, because it probably could bring up old trauma, This situation could bring up old trauma, and there's a lot of us that's not here right now too as well. Blessings to them as well, to the families. And yeah, man, that was my opinion. It's Game Legend 100 TV, more videos on the way. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the page. Get this page through the algorithms. It's Game Legend 100 TV, more videos on the way.